I think it's funny and also kind of bizarre and also based. You know. So let me pull this up. Um. So I'm assuming you guys have heard of Atlantis. Um. The famed thing that Herodotus talked about, right? And Plato. Um. Well, you see, Atlantis was real. I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you. In fact, I know where Atlantis is. I know where it exactly fucking is. Right? Trust me on this. I know exactly where fucking Atlantis is. I can tell you the history behind this, and I can tell you my reasoning too. And it's not some schizo shit like I just made it up. It's real. It's fucking real, dude. Let me pull up something else so I don't have to pull it up later. I'm pulling up a couple of tabs right now, that's all. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. So, Atlantis, right? So, the historians described Atlantis as being beyond the Pillars of Hercules, right? And this is commonly misinterpreted as Atlantis being in the middle of the fucking Atlantic Sea. Now, the reason that this has been misinterpreted is because people have a very Eurocentric view of viewing, or very modern view of viewing geography. What is meant by beyond the Pillars of Hercules can mean one of two things, at least in the ancient world, okay? One, beyond Spain, north of Spain, and up into France and Britain. Or two, down coast of Africa and southwards, right? Those are the two meanings of past the Pillars of Hercules, right? Now, what this means is that we might have been thinking about the location wrong. People have hypothesized, of course, that it's in the middle of the sea, but it's not, and I'll prove it to you. So Herodotus describes the is it Herodotus or Plato? Who am I getting? Am I mixing them up? I keep fucking forgetting. Anyway, one of the Greek motherfuckers said that the location of it was not only beyond the Pillars of Hercules, it was also in the Atlas Mountains. Now let's take a look. The first king of Mauritania was a guy called Atlas. Now, Atlas was supposed to be the first king of Mauritania, right? He's also a Greek titan in Greek mythology, right? And it's interesting because his name is also very similar to the first king of Atlantis, who was also called Atlas. And now, let me move on quicker. The name of Atlantis literally means Atlas's island, right? Now, Atlas is so it's obviously it's a big island, right? It's a big island, and the city is described with having three concentric rings around it that form the city. And there's many canals that run through the rings, right? You can move in through the city through the south gate towards the north. And the historians describe the city as sitting below northward of some mountain range, right? Yeah, Plato. I had that mixed up. I always forget, right? Anyway, Plato describes it as being on the south side of a mountain range called the Atlas Mountains. So, one final thing. He also describes it as being within the land of Maori, right? So, is it just a coincidence that the king of Atlantis, named Atlas, was also the king of Mauritania? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. So let's check this. Here's a map of the world according to Herodotus, all right? As you can see, Atlantis is just south of the Atlantes mountains right there, right? See like there? And here's the Pillars of Hercules, right? It's just beyond those mountains, right? So let's dig deeper, right? So, if we go to the Atlas Mountains, right? So these are real mountains. These are real mountains that are still here today, right? So it's just south of these mountains, okay? So let's dig deeper. The Sahara, sorry, no. The Sahara does cover the area between the width of the Atlas Mountains and what I'm going to talk about. And it's right here. This is the location of Atlantis. This is it. What do we see? 3 concentric rings, right? Mountains to the north. And it looks like it could be an island. Now, this is called the Ricotte structure by geologists, right? This is historical revisionism, right? It's not the Ricotte fucking structure. It is the ancient lost city of Atlantis, right? So you now be asking yourself, okay, wait. I thought Atlantis was a sea power, right? I thought Atlantis was a naval power. No, not at all. This is incorrect. You are seeing an illusion, right? You can see the Sahara surrounds the fucking city, right? So obviously it can't be a sea power if it's in the middle of the desert. But let's look closer, right? So I'm gonna look at a sea level rise viewer, right? Let's see if I can get this up. No, I don't think this is it. I don't think this is the right link. Oh, here we go. Believe this is it. Yes, this is it. Okay. Perfect. All right. So, if we raise the level of water in the world to about like 400 meters, let's say. Actually, let's do 420. No, 440. Here. Right. Oh, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Trust me, I'm getting somewhere. All right. So, if we raise the level of water to the whole, we can see right here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is called the Eye of the Sahara, or the Ricotte structure. As you can see, if I raise the level of water, the 3 concentric rings are still there, right? And you can see that the port leads to the south away from the mountains. And you can see that the level of water covers the Sahara. It is fucking covered. It is a gigantic ocean, right? So here's my theory. The Sahara, it's a popular one too. The green Sahara theory is a real one. The Sahara was green in the past. But what I think is that there also used to be an ocean here, a massive ocean, thousands of years ago, right? Thousands of years ago. And it used to connect to this old Eye of Sahara, right? So the city of Atlantis is in Mauritania, meaning that the Maori people, the people of Mauritania, are the true inheritors of Atlantis. They are Atlanteans. They are literally Atlanteans. They lived there. All the evidence points to it. Plato talks about it. He describes it exactly here in the way it is exactly shown. The 3 rings, approximately, I don't know how many meters apart. It's very accurate, though. I can tell you that. Very, very accurate to the actual distance between these rings right here. It's exactly where he told it. The details around the city are extremely precise. Atlantis is in Africa. Atlantis is literally in Africa. Now, this isn't relevant to anything, of course. I just think it's very, very interesting that this has been hidden from us for so long. And I think it's probably because the French and the Spanish hate Africans. They hate Mauritania. So they've covered this up. For many, many years, they've covered this up. But the location is there. It's right in front of us. Just as Plato described. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fucking crazy. But it's true. It's literally true. So don't tell me, every time someone mentions Atlantis, and they say, oh, it was in Hyperborea. No, it was in the Atlantic Ocean. No, it was in Spain. It was in fucking Africa. The Mauritanian people are true Atlanteans, and we should worship them for their sacrifice, for giving up their beautiful city. We should worship them. They are the true masters of North Africa. Their place has been wrongfully stolen from them. Wrongfully stolen. And Moroccan imperialism, you know, it did a real number on them too. So you gotta watch out. Yeah, Atlantis is real, guys. Don't trust what you hear. Don't trust what you hear. Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I just thought that was really interesting. I knew about this for actually quite some time. I actually knew about this Atlantis shit for like a couple of years at least. I just didn't know when to talk about it, you know? It's ugh, man. Yeah.